How we doing, YouTube? We're going to make another Brewer's Breast beer recipe blueberry honey ale today. As you can see, I'm sporting my Sencor Diamond Tools shirt. Absolutely. If you need any diamond blades, I've been in construction for 30 years. I need the guys over there at Sencor. Give me diamond blades, carbide bits, you name it, tools, anything you got, they got it all. Give them a call. Sencor Diamond Tools. No, they don't give us any beer-free recipes for this, but give them a shout out. And remember, when you're making home brew, always have your own brew. So we're going to start out real easy. Got ourselves a pot, clean. I use spring water, whatever water. I just don't use tap water. I'm going to pour in a couple gallons, 2 gallons, 2.5 gallons. Not critical. Just put enough water in there that you can dissolve your ingredients into it. Remember, when you're finished, you want to have enough water to cool your wort down. So, leaving some cold water in the fermenter is good. Helps cool your wort down quicker. So let's just turn some heat on and get this warmed up. So I already started my sink with sanitizer in it. Real easy. Some people get nervous over the sanitizer and staying clean and sterile and all that stuff, but not a big deal. Don't worry about it. Just make a sink full of water and sanitizer. You'll be just fine. So we're going to warm that up. And we're going to open up our recipe and see what they have us doing first. I use One Step for our sanitizer. They don't give me free sanitizer for this, but maybe one day. So One Step's what I use for my sanitizer. It's not real crucial to get it all out of there. It's pretty much easy. Brewer's Best always gives you nice directions just to kind of keep you in line. Make sure you don't miss anything. So this one's honey ale, so we're going to have a nice bottle of honey. Grains and some dry malt extract. Another nice big bag of dry malt extracts. Made a lot of Brewer's Best recipes, and they are all very good packs of hops. So that's good. Gonna need those. Bottle caps if you're a bottler. I don't bottle anything, I just put it in a keg. Natural blueberry flavoring. Priming sugar for when you keg it up. Your yeast packet. And your grain sock. So usually with the Brewer's Best, you get a bag of grain. So in this case, crushed honey and crushed carapels. So usually you start steeping that. And when you steep, it's important to keep the temperature correct. If it gets too warm, then you're letting things out of your grain that you don't want in your beer. So 165 is the highest. Treat it like tea. Think of it that way. We're steeping a nice tea. So I just take my sock like that, pour all my grains in there. Boom. That's it. That's all there is to it. Tie a little knot in it. Get ready to steep your grains. We're going to wait for this to warm up, and then we're going to conserve our battery, and we'll come back to you here in just a little bit when the water's at the right temperature, and we'll go on to the next step. Alright YouTube, we're back. We're resting at a good solid 160 degrees, right in the pocket for what I like to see. So we have our grain bag, and we're going to set our grain bag in nice and loose. We're not going to worry too much about it, but we don't want them all heaped together. If we can separate it out a little bit and just let it sit in there and rest, then that's going to be the best way. We're probably going to let it sit in there 15-20 minutes just to get it good, and you'll see your water will start to change into a wort, and then you'll be well on your way. Don't forget Sencor Diamond Tools. If you're in construction and you need Sencor Diamond Tools as your guys, they have it all. Check them out, give them a call. Sencor Diamond Tools. They also like beer. So we're starting to, turn into a tea bag in there, so that's good. That's what we like to see. We're going to keep it at 160, and we're going to let this go for 20 minutes. We're going to conserve a little bit of battery, and let this go for 20 minutes or so, and then we'll be right back to you. Alright, Brew Tube, we're back. We're steeped about 25 minutes. And we're looking good. Give you a little peek in there real quick so you can see what's going on. Yep. Steep. And here's our grain sock. We're running about 150 degrees. It's looking nice. We're in good shape there. We're going to set that back. Let me set you right there. Alright, Brew Tube. Let me get you right there so you can be in the game here. So that's it. You're done with the greens. You're done with the grains. So you don't have to squeeze it. We're not doing any of that. We're just letting the good stuff out of it. That's it. That's all we're doing. We're not squeezing. It's tempting. I know. We're not doing any of that. We're only gonna take the good stuff, and we're gonna leave the rest in the grain sack. We're going to turn up the heat. We're going to get to a boil so we can add some other stuff. We're going to start with the dried malt extract. Good stuff. Everything I've ever got from Brewers has been really good stuff. So, nice stuff. And the honey. So we can cook that all in nice. We did top off our beer. 25 minutes is a long time to go. Waiting on stuff to happen. Don't forget about our boys over at Sencor. When America goes to work, Sencor is there. Give them a call. JD and the boys, Sencor Diamond Tools. They ship 188-313-004. Great bunch of guys. You don't need to understand anymore. I can go in there. We're just looking for a boil. So we're going to get this up to a boil, and then we're going to be back with you. Yep, we'll be back with you here shortly. Alright, Brew Tube, we're back. We got a nice rolling boil here. We're not looking to go crazy. We're just trying to keep it rolling a little bit. That's all. We're not looking huge boiling. Just rolling. So with that, we're going to take our trusty pair of scissors, and we're going to start adding This is made by LD Carlson. Nice stuff. Everything they ever had, been good. Never had any problem with it. Comes in the Brewers Best Kit. So we're gonna go ahead and open that up. We're gonna mix some malt extract in. No worries. Just mix it in there. Drink some beer, mix it in. Yep. Smells good already. Want to get it all in there. It's looking good. And then we got another bag here. Whoop. We're going to get that bag in. We want to get it all in there. Don't want to waste any. Worth its weight in gold. Probably kind of stir it in as you go. You want to hit the heat. Turn the heat back up and you want to get it to boil again. Mix it all in nice. Whisk works well. Separating it out and getting it stirred in nice. So, yep, we're going to put that dry malt extract in there. We're going to add the honey too. So it's a good idea sometimes when you add liquid malt extract or honeys or heavy, you know, don't feel bad about just turning the hot water on and, you know, letting it warm right up underneath there so it runs out nice. We're just going to let that sit there and for a second and warm up. I'll just start to build up some temperature. I'm going to throw these bags out real quick. You know, the best beer is made when you're drinking beer. If you want good beer, you have to drink beer while you're making it. That's the only way I know. Good stir. You want that all nice and mixed in well. So meanwhile we're heating up our honey. Honey's starting to warm up, become nice and thin so we can pour it right out of there. And then we're going to be looking to create a boil again. Get it back up to a boil. And then we can start putting in some hops. Hops we're going to use today, both packets are LD Carlson Cascade hops in pellets, alpha acid 7.1, and it looks like this recipe calls for 2 ounces, pitched in at different times. Piece of cake. Piece of cake. Don't forget our boys over at Sencor Diamond Tools. They help us do the worst of it when America goes to work. Sencor Tools is there. So we warmed up our honey a little bit. Let's see if we can get this off of there. We're starting to get a little bubble in there, so we don't want to let that go too crazy because once you put that dry malt extract in there, if you let it go, that stuff will come running right out of the pot. There we go. Really put that one on there, didn't I? So with the honey, I'd seriously suggest just mixing as you go. You don't want it to sit on the bottom. You don't want your wort to sit on the bottom of the pot. Burn. So you want to mix that in nice. Make sure it goes into your wort and doesn't sit down there and burn. Pretty simple. Not much to it. It definitely doesn't take a brain surgeon. Brew tube, you don't have to be a brain surgeon to do this. You get better beer, fresh, better beer. You're using better ingredients in your beer. Makes sense. So let's get it up to a boil so we can put some hops in. So that was tough. So now we'll just sit and wait, and as soon as it gets back to a boil, we'll be right back with you. Alright, Brew Tube, we're back. We're up to a rolling boil here, looking good. Got our honey mixed in. Got a nice looking wort. So we're gonna throw some hops in there. It always smells so good. We'll give that a little stir, and we're gonna let those sit in there for 10-15 minutes while we let that first batch go right in there. And then while we're doing that, here's our fermentation bucket. This is the bucket we're going to use this time. We kegged out of this bucket today, so we're also going to go right back in. We're going to put our right into that bucket. It's going to be just fine. It's going to be a great bucket. I'm going to show you real quick what I do for sanitizing the bucket. You know, after I use it, obviously I rinse it and, you know, give it a little wash. No problem, I'm not worried about it. So I have my sanitizing liquid in the sink. I take a little bit of, right on the one step, a little bit of one step right on the paper towel. I take my bucket and just go through my bucket a little bit here. You know, I'm not overly worried too much about it, you know. A lot of people worry about the sanitizing and what happens if it gets infected. You know, I'm not worried about it. I'm just not. You know, I drink beer throughout this, you know, so it helps alleviate any of the pressures of, you know. So I'm not worried about getting it perfectly dry or getting every bit of the one step out of there. That's why they call it one step. If there's a little in the bottom, it's no problem. So I take that there and I do that. Take my lid, stick my lid into my sink a little bit, and I get ready because I'm going to be transferring beer soon, so I'll be in front of it. So that's it. So I take that, bring this down here, and I get ready to go with it. So I still have the last 3 gallons, 3.5 gallons or so of water. So I put that in my bucket. So when my hot wort hits it, I want it to cool right off right away, right to the right temperature. We're looking to hit 68, 70 degrees. We're looking to get it right in the pocket. So we can put our yeast right in, seal the bucket up. And next time we open it is next week. I think this is actually 5 1/4 gallons, this big jug, so I'm gonna go and leave a little bit in it, just because, you know, I don't have watered down beer. Yeah, that's good. So there we are. I'll take my sanitized lid out of the sink. I'm just going to cover that for now. I'm just going to cover it. I'm going to set it right there. So my bucket, my water's ready. My wort, my hops are boiling. Rolling, give that a little stir. Definitely not worrying. Drinking my home brew. So we're drinking a Mexican ale today. Yep, we made it. Came out good. Excellent. We're keeping a clean work environment. We have one more bag of hops that's going to go in. So we're done with this. Put our one step over here. Yep, just keeping ourselves tidy over here while we work. Simple. Don't forget our boys over at Suncor Diamond Tools. You need it, they have it. When America goes to work, they're there. They don't pay us anything for this. It just happened to be the shirt we put on today. And hopefully they become our new sponsor, beer sponsor. We'll see. Suncor Diamond Tools. Anything you need, tools, blades, you name it. They got it. JD and the boys. 1-888-313 0004. Call them up. You can find them online. So we got that boiling. We're gonna wait it out. You know, drink some beer. So this is part one. So we still have blueberry to add, and the blueberry, and most of the time when you're using fruit flavorings, is added when you go to the kegging or bottling stage, usually not in the cook. So what we're doing right now is the cook, initial cook. We've got 45 minutes into this job so far. You know, we did a couple things to prep, but nothing major. So, and we're gonna save this blueberry. So this is part one, and then we're gonna go to part two when you'll see when we keg the blueberry honey ale from Brewers Best. We'll use the blueberry flavoring, all natural blueberry flavoring. But right now, we're just grain, malt extract, hops into the cool water, get to the perfect temperature, 68 to 70. And then yeast. Seal it up. So boiling's easy. Boiling's easy. It's the easy part. And kegging's easy. I mean, it's really easy. If you 1 hour a week, you could have an endless supply of fresh beer. 1 hour a week, endless supply of fresh beer. Never run out. I think I figured it out. Even good quality recipes might cost you 80 cents a 16-ounce pint. Might cost you that after you buy all your equipment. I mean, I tell you right away, don't hesitate to just get right into it, because you're going to do it eventually. Forget about bottles. That's a pretty tedious process. I'm definitely an advocate for kegs. You can buy commercial Coke and Pepsi kegs, because now they do the box syrup. So now you can, there's a million of those kegs all over the place. You can get them. They're about $50 a piece. And as long as you're okay with a stainless steel keg that's used, sometimes they don't look the greatest, but it doesn't really bother me. I don't see it in the refrigerator. So, and that's it. Use those kegs, and you'll need yourself a kegerator with some taps. That'll be worth its weight in gold. It'll be worth its weight in gold. Then you've made that investment. You might be in for $1,000. 1 hour a week. I usually do it on Sundays, and that's it. I put an hour in, and I have fresh beer. Always. And it costs something, 80 cents. Average is 80 cents. But it's good. It's good fresh beer. Every once in a while you have to go get your CO2 tank filled. I don't know who doesn't like fresh beer. This first boil is going to be a pretty good long boil with these hops in there, so what we'll do is we'll take a little break and then we'll come back to you, YouTube. Alright. Alright, Brew Tube, we're back. We did a 40-minute boil. 40-minute boil on our first package of hops. Cascade hop pellets we're doing this time. LD Carlson Cascade hop pellets. Alpha acid 7.1. So we're looking good. We stir it every few minutes. You know, you don't want to let your hops to sit on the side of the pot. You want to keep stirring them in. You know, get as much out of them as you can. I'm just imagining it's got to be good for it. So we're going to add our second pack. Second pack's going to go in there. My wort's already boiling. No problem. Smells delicious. I'm gonna stir those in a little bit, let them get going. I mean, it's not hard. I don't know if it could be any easier. But there you have it. Don't forget about JD and the boys down at Sencor. Sencor Tools. Got what you need. Nationwide. Don't worry about that. They'll ship it wherever you need it. The boys are on it. 1-888-313-0004. You can find them at SencorTools.com. They don't sponsor us for doing this, but we buy blades from them. Hopefully they'll start sending us beer recipes. Brewers Best. Nice, easy, complete, fresh ingredients in Brewers Best. Brewers Best, that's what I'd suggest for that easy home brewer. The home brewer that just wants to spend 1 hour a week. If you're the 1 hour a week brewer, Brewers Best is for you. That's it. You put an hour in every week and you always have fresh beer on hand. Can't ask for much more than that. So we're here, we're letting our hops, second last ounce of hops, boil in, and we got our bucket ready, sanitized, our water's in there, it's ready to go. So we have our wort chiller. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our wort chiller. We're going to hook up just a regular old hose to the wort chiller. It just depends on where you're at. You could get one of these on your faucet at home, whatever. No problem. I like to use a wort chiller, so I'm going to set my wort chiller because I don't have long to go. So the boil's almost done. I'm going to set that hose up in the sink, and you know, I usually use a zip tie right there just to keep the hose pointed towards the drain. That's all. Real simple. So we got a hose. For me, it's real easy. My spigot's right outside the window, so I just bring in my garden hose. I hook it up. That's that. And it goes into this nice copper coil. And you can put that in about, you know, 10, 15, 20 minutes before you're done with your boil. That's this copper coil, and what it's going to do, it's going to help chill your wort quicker. You want to bring it down to the temperature as quickly as possible. That's going to make for the best beer. So as part of your initial investment, I'd suggest getting yourself a wort chiller, because that's going to, I used to do it where I put everything in the bucket, and then you're putting the bucket in bathtub full of ice and things like that, and there's just a lot of extra work into that, and I'm trying to make beer with as less work as possible. That's where I'm most comfortable. So that's what I do. I use the wort chiller. It's real simple. You hook it on the coil, you know, put some more where it can drain, turn the hose on. You can make it so it hooks to your faucet or wherever is convenient for you. For me, it happens to be the garden hose, but wherever's convenient for you, hook it up, and it cools the wort nice and quick. And you can add it right to your water, spring water that you have in the bucket. It's pretty easy. We're gonna let that last little baggie boil for a while. Get all out of the hops that we can get. It's boiling, so it's sterile. You don't have to worry about getting into the one step every single time. It's boiling hot. So no worries there. Wort chiller could go right in. No worries there. It's boiling hot. So drink home brew. That's a good idea. We're letting all that stuff just settle right in there. Soon we're gonna turn the water on, turn the fire off, and then boom, start to cool it down. And we want to, before we pour it from that pot into this bucket, we want to get it to about 80 degrees, 85 degrees. And between, there's the water in the pot, in the bucket now, is about 54. So we need 90 degree wort to hit the bucket, because we want to take 2 gallons of 90 degree wort, put it into 3 gallons of 55 degree water, and end up right around 68, 70, 72. We want to put our yeast right away in. That's the best. So that's maybe a little bit of a tricky part, but you know, not too bad. I'm giving you the numbers. I'm telling you that, you know, 90 degree wort and 55 degree water, 3 gallons, 2 gallons of 90 degrees in the 3 gallons of 55 will give you 5 gallons of around 70, 72, 68, where you can put your yeast right away in there. And that's what you really want. You want to be able to put your yeast right away in. That's the best. You don't want to keep opening the bucket if you can avoid it. Put your stuff in. Call it a good day. Next time you open it, just to rack it into a keg. A lot of guys take, a specific gravity reading and they do all that. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need to know what the numbers are. I know it's like the crime of all crimes in beer brewing. How do you not know the specific gravity? Your finish and your I don't need to know it. I can look in there and see that I made a good wort. That's all that matters to me. I know everything that I put in there is cooked in. And I'm going to cool it off. I'm going to stick it in that bucket and I'm going to add yeast to it. And it's going to ferment. And whatever I end up with at the end of it, I'm not going to be able to change it in the middle. So again, I'm not really worried. I'm not worried about specific gravity or any of that stuff. I'm trying to keep it easy. 1 hour a week is what this is. This is the 1 hour a week investment of time to give you endless fresh beer. That's what I'm advocating here on YouTube. We're trying to show you how you can have fresh beer every week, all the time. 1 hour investment of work every week. That's not bad. Can't really hate that. 80 cents. 80 cents a beer. I'm going to call it 80 cents a beer. I'm going to call it 80 cents a beer. I think that's the number. So, we're doing this. We don't have to do it sober, but we're doing it. And, it's not hard. Keeping it all mixed up, it's boiling, we're getting all the goodness out of there. That's what we're doing. We're ready to cool it down as quickly as we can. It's about $50 for one of these copper coils that you stick in the pot. It's worth it. Make your life a lot easier. I used to do it with ice. Sucked. Ice sucks. You could do it that way, but it's the cheapskate way. Might as well just make the investment now, get yourself a wort chiller, and make your life a lot easier. Don't forget to drink your home brew while you're doing that. We're drinking some Mexican, Dos Equis type beer that we brewed almost 3 weeks back. Almost 3 weeks back. Yeah, so the beer we boil this week will be the beer you drink in a few weeks. It won't be. Gotta stay in front of it. So we're gonna let that go a few minutes, and then we're gonna cut back in. Alright YouTube, we've let our last ounce of hops boil for a while. We got a wort chiller in here. We're ready to go. We're ready to make a move. What we're going to do is we're going to set that off to the side. We're going to turn off the heat. We're going to turn on the hose. Hang on. So we're running through water through our coil, bringing the temperature down. So we got a thermostat, sanitized thermostat out. Just set it down in there so we can keep track of the temperature. You want to bring it down. You want to scoot your pot off that's a good idea. Anything that helps. So we're just pumping cold water. Just pumping cold water through the coil. It's going through there. It's coming out warmer. We're about 190 degrees. We want to get our water down to about 90. 85, 90 is where we want to be. Based on the temperature of the water that we have in the bucket already. 3 gallons at 55 degrees with 2 gallons at 90 will probably get us close to that 5 gallons at 70. That's all we're doing. Approximating, not keep making it hard, we're keeping it simple. Order ourselves another homebrew, because that's just the name of the game. And we're gonna watch the thermostat. When it gets down to temperature, we're down to 170, so it goes pretty quick. It's pretty good. Work chiller. Lose a little bit of water, but you can always pump this water into the same container that you took your spring water out from. You know, and then save it for something else. And you don't lose any water that way. Where I'm at, I have to pay for water. It doesn't come free. So you can just pump the water into there and fill that jug back up and use it to water your plants or whatever else you're going to do. I have a garden, so instead of letting it run down the drain, I might as well just collect it up. Let it sit, let the chlorine come out of it. It'll be good for plants. So we're down to about 150 degrees. So you can see it goes down pretty quick. Goes down pretty quick. I think I have another one of these jugs. There's a little bit of water left in it from the last time, so we'll open that up and get ready to capture whatever water we can that way. Pay for it all. No sense in letting it go away for free. Use it to water your plants or whatever. We're down to 140. So, doing pretty good. This is easy, you can't ask for much more. I mean, it's pretty easy. Brewers best on the quick, easy 1 hour a week. 1 hour a week, always fresh beer. Can't ask for much more. Remove that old empty one on there. There we go. Just stick that other one in there. It's real simple. Who can serve? Fill the empty one. Down to 130. So you see, it's, 10 minutes. You can't do it this fast in a bathtub full of ice. You can't do it this fast. I'm telling you right now, you can't. Tried it. Goes down to 120. Well, just waiting on it. Do what you can do. We can drink beer. Enjoy flowers. Don't forget our boys at Suncor Diamond Tool. You need it, they got it. When America goes to work, Suncor is there. That's just what it is. You're working class, Suncor. Sencor are your guys. JD and the boys. Sencor are your guys. Whatever you need. SencorTools.com. 1-888-313-0004. They don't sponsor us to do this. We order blades. They're a good company. We stand behind them. That's it. Maybe they'll buy us some beer recipes. We'll see. So, we preserved about 10 gallons of water. We're almost down to temperature. We're at 110. Almost there. Last step's going to be really easy. We have our bucket of spring water. We don't need our blueberry yet. Just letting it cool down, get to the right temperature. Looking good. A few minutes. Perfect time to drink beer. Perfect time. So it's easy. It's really easy. That's it. You want to never run out. 4 kegs is the best. You get you about 4 kegs, and you make at least 1 batch a week. And you'll never run out of beer. You'll have plenty of beer always. Perfect, fresh, good tasting beer. Brewers best. LD Carson ingredients. Brewers best. Those are your folks. When you're not working and you're not with the boys at Sencor and doing what you need to do, taking up concrete, whatever you got to do, Sencor's your guys. JD Lubitz and the boys. Then LD Carlson is your guy. Give you the ingredients you need. Make nice fresh beer. I can't sit around. It's Sunday, whatever. I can't sit around. I gotta do something. So I'll at least do something constructive instead of paying $1.50, $2 a bottle at the local grocery store. I can drink beer and make beer for about 80 cents a bottle. A pint, even more than a bottle. 16 ounces, about 80 cents a pint. Makes all sense to me. So essentially we're going to wait till we get to the right temperature. And then boop, it's going to go right in the bucket of cold water. 55 degrees. And we're hoping that we're going to land right at the correct temperature. We got about another 2 minutes, I would say, until we get to that 90 degrees we're looking for. We're at about 98 right now. We're going to shut off the hose, take the wort chiller out, and then pour the wort right into that cold water. I think we're going to get right where we need to be. And remember, it's always better to be warmer and cool it down than it is to be cooler and try to warm it up. It's a lot harder to warm it up than it is to cool it down. So just depends how cool the water is that you put in the bucket. So we're at about 90. We're going to shut off the hose. we're all set with our wort chiller. The thermometer, we can put that back in there. We can take our wort chiller out of there. I usually don't let my wort chiller just sit there and drip. So I take my bottle and I'm ready. I'm ready to see where I'm at. So anything I do with my wort now is sanitized because my wort isn't boiling anymore. So I want to make sure that I'm being smart about sanitization. It's easy, no big deal. I'm not worrying about it, but I'm just also making sure I'm going to give my wort a little stir and get all the goodness in there. Back into the sanitizer. I'll pour my wort right in. I want everything. Smells delicious. I want everything to go right on in there. I'm going to loosely secure the lid until I give it a few minutes for the temperature to adjust, so I can see where I'm at. We're going to wait till see where our temperature's at. And then go from there. So all we're doing is just watching the thermometer on here and just making sure we're in the right temperature to put yeast in there. It looks like 68 is the number that we're going to hit. It's a good solid number, so we like that. We're going to ready up our yeast. Just a little package of yeast, comes with the kit. Brewers Best. Dry ale, yeast. You can't get much easier than this, folks. You just really can't. So we're going to take this. We're going to cut that right off of there because we already know we're in the magic place. Magic pocket. Temperatures. You go ahead and throw that yeast in there, right? We want to get it all out of there. We're going to get our whisk from the sanitizer. All easy stuff, nothing to worry about. You don't have to worry about every little thing with the sanitizing. Just going to get that a little. Smells great. I think we're in good shape. Seal that bucket and go ahead and close her on up. Now take a fermentation log from our. I'm just going to plug that hole. That's it. That's all we have to do. We're just going to wait it out. That was part one. We're going to wait till we get to part two. See you then.